Australia has been slammed over its decision to acknowledge veterans on flights. Under the new policy, military veterans will get priority boarding and will also have their presence made known during in-flight announcements. Now, some people have praised the move. Others say it's exploitation.
Let's get today's take on this with Shelley Horton from 9 Honey and journalist John Mangas. John, some people have pointed out that there are a lot of veterans, especially on social media, who would be embarrassed by this attention.
Yeah, I've read that some of them are embarrassed. I'm all in favour of honouring them. I think if you put your life on the line for your country, you deserve to be acknowledged and honoured. But they're coming from a good place. They're saying, well, rather than honour us and give us the priority boarding, shouldn't we be spending time, energy, probably money as well, on suicide prevention? So they're more worried about their mates, which is what wonderful, beautiful people they are, which is the reason why we want to honour them. So we have a little bit of a vicious cycle here where...
Well, what happens is the politicians want to do something to sort of say, look at what we're doing for the veterans, and the veterans going, well, what you need to do is over here.
But this is Virgin.
But this is not the government.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. I rang my dad this morning. He's a veteran. And I said, how do you feel? Because I thought he might be a bit embarrassed.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what? Even a little bit of recognition would actually be nice. And he said, and it's apples and oranges. What Virgin's doing versus what the government's doing are completely different. And yes, we need more mental health money put towards mental health for our veterans. But that's a different topic. And then Dad actually said to me, you know what, if you as a veteran had people acknowledging you and saying that they were thankful for your service, maybe that would even improve your mental health a little bit, that you're acknowledged. And if you don't want to be recognised or acknowledged, you don't have to put your hand up that you're a veteran.
So you can opt out.
Right.
You can opt out of it.
It's only whether or not you make yourself known or that you're wearing your pin. So I just don't think that there's really a downside here. A lot of people are arguing, oh, it's American, and I kind of agree with that. But I also think, what are we losing? What is it costing us to say thank you?
And
nothing.
What about the feel-good factor? You're sitting in an aircraft and the announcement says, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and to our returned servicemen and women who are with us on the flight, a special hello to you. Wouldn't that make you feel warm and fuzzy? If they were sitting next to me, I'd shake the hand and say thank you.
All right, let us know what you think at home. Also making news, an IT boss has launched an extraordinary spray at Australian workers, branding them as lazy, saying that they'd rather work at Bunnings than do an unpaid internship to advance their career. Shelley, this is the thing nowadays. Very like modern life is unpaid internships, and I can see how they are necessary to get jobs nowadays. But some people need the money straight up, and they're working at Bunnings.
And that is giving them a value for their money. It makes them have a work ethic. I don't have a problem with that at all. This guy, like when you read the story, I feel like his behaviour, he's the one who's exploiting them. He's the one who's making them feel bad. So if they feel better by working in Bunnings, I've got no problem. I did an unpaid internship with ABC for 1 day a week for the final semester of my university, and it definitely helped me get a job down the track. But at the same time, I was working in a bar. So, you know, I had to do both. You can't just give up everything and do an internship.
Yeah.
I just think this guy, he had something like 26 unpaid interns. Like, that's when you get to the point you're going, actually, sounds like a sweatshop. You know, this is not actually
He's
helping.
given the workers the spray, but we should be giving him the spray because he has exploited these kids. Australian kids are not lazy. Australian kids want to work. The only people who are lazy are people who want to get the dole and not work for it, in my opinion. They're the lazy ones. Everybody else wants a job. Everybody else wants to work. And kids lovingly go into internships because it's an opportunity to find out, do I really want to be in this industry that I think I want to be in?
I really want to work for a guy like this.
Well, yeah, right?
And there's got to be a line between
want.
taking advantage of these kids and getting them to do the work that you should be paying people to do. And giving them the opportunity to learn some experience.
Well, so there's no reason why some people don't want to do that. Some people just like, I just want a job at Bunnings. I want to work my way around. I just want to earn a living for my kids.
Well, if they need quick cash, absolutely.
I want to pay for. There's no shame in that.
No,
absolutely
absolutely not. I think this it's been blown out of proportion. That
also, not everybody is desperate to get ahead.
No,
people just want to live. People go like, I just want to hang with my family. This is a great job. I want a simple life. There's no shame in that. If you don't want to,
I don't want work stress.
So live to work or work to live.
One of my happiest times ever was when I was a data entry chick. I was just entering data.
Chilled out.
You know, I think
what you do
it's like meditation.
I was pretty good.
But isn't
with those nails?
They were a bit shorter back then.
Isn't the other thing also, when you're that young, you really can't be 100% sure about the career path that you want.
No.
And the internship is a perfect way to say, yes, this is me.
Yes.
Or actually, it's not me.
Yeah.
I'll go somewhere else before it's too... I'll try something else before it's too late.
All right, let us know what you think about that one at home.
Shelley, John, stay with us when we come back. Who spends more money on stuff they don't need, men or women? Oh, I can't wait for this debate. It's coming up next.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Christmas is now cancelled, everybody. So find out why a giant retailer, we won't tell you who, Maya, has postponed festive celebrations for the staff, you Grinch. Got a gig then.
Now, a study has revealed what men and women argue about the most. It's shoes and booze.
Shoes and booze.
2/3 of couples think their partner wastes money on trivial purchases. Now, these are things like alcohol, eating out, and fitness products. 1/3 of women think men spend too much on booze, while 1/3 of men think their female partners splurge on clothes, beauty products, and treatments.
Shelley Horton and John Mangos are still here to discuss this. John,
Yes.
let me go to you first. Who do you think is
I buy
worse on
shoes.
spending?
You should see my shoes. Yes, David.
You would have a nice outfit collection, though. You're a nifty dresser.
Well, thank you. I appreciate hearing that. So obviously I waste way too much money on clothes and shoes. Look, if the money isn't eating into your household budget and if it's not affecting your ability to repay your mortgage, you work for the money to earn it, to splurge and enjoy. So whether it's shoes, booze, the gym, beauty products,
John,
say la
just
vie.
keep spending. Make it rain.
No, but there's a
Mangos
caveat.
house, huh?
There's a caveat. As long as it doesn't impact
Yeah.
on the essentials or essentials for the kids, if it's surplus money, splurge, enjoy it. God, you
Yeah.
worked for it.
Do you and your hubby argue over money?
No, because we have a joint
separate?
account
Joint.
and then we have separate accounts. So for everything that's together, like, loan repayments and rent
utilities
and all of that
and-
sort of stuff,
Yep.
comes out of the joint account.
Yep.
When it comes to our own splurges, we do it. And we just take turns of shouting dinners and stuff like that. I think something like going out to dinner is not a waste of money because you get so much enjoyment. Perhaps the fitness gear that then sits in the corner and gathers dust, or that I hang my clothes on rather than actually work out on.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a waste. Booze and shoes, no, they get a good workout.
My wife's got the perfect comeback for me. Whenever I notice a pair of shoes, and I go, are they new shoes? She now has the stock standard answer, and I got them a year ago.
Yeah,
And that
year
shuts
ago.
me up.
Yeah.
Of course they're new.
Why do you even ask? You see, where I go, John, I just don't ask anything. Lisa goes, I had to buy some new shoes. I'm like, oh, did you? It's fine. Don't worry about it. So everything's happy.
Happy wife, happy
never-
life.
My dad taking all my mother's shoes and lining them up, and she didn't have a vast shoe collection by any means, but it was still too many as far as he was concerned.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, I actually have my shoes on display because I do love my shoes. And I went to IKEA and made the stand for them, and I took a photo and sent it to my dad. And he's like, I am impressed that you made that stand and appalled at how many shoes you've got.
Do you remember the story about John Paul Getty, who at the time was the richest man in
Yes.
the world,
Sure.
only had one pair of shoes, and when he was asked why he only had one pair of shoes, he said, well, I've only got one set of feet. I can only wear one pair at a time, so
Wow.
He
why
knew
do
what
I
he
do
was
He
that?
actually likes that concept, just that, again, simple living. Just
Simple living.
Nah.
Swedish
No
deck
way,
cleaning.
man. No way, bring it on.
Also,
More
about
shoes.
variety,
also
isn't it?
making news, speaking of shopping, retail giant Maya has banned staff Christmas parties. Well, not completely. You can have them in January. According to a leaked company memo, the end-of-year celebrations will be pushed back until 2019 to make sure the employees focus on their jobs over the festive season. This is rubbish.
No, it's not. It makes
Shelley.
complete sense. When I worked in hospitality, when I was at university, we always had our Christmas party in January because that's the busiest time of year in the pub. So that was when we all had to work. It was actually amazing because then you had a great party in January, which was lots of fun. It makes sense to me. Maya is struggling. They need everyone to be focused and they can have their reward in
Make
January.
them feel good about Christmas. Let them have their own Christmas party.
You'll be having Christmas parties with friends and families and this, that, and the
Christmas
other.
in January.
Does anyone even like their work Christmas party? Let's be honest. They're not that great.
Yeah, it's one of those things that seems grinchy on the outside, but the company lost $486 million in the past financial year. That's a big loss. So I think the message to staff is, look, let's pull
Party
together.
pies.
This is our busiest time. Let's make some money. Let's get the company back on track.
Yes.
And boy, will we give you a party in January.
Yeah,
You
when
know?
we've all got jobs.
And we all feel
But
and
you
we
know
all,
what I mean?
Merry
Like-
Christmas.
absolutely, and we all feel better about it, and we all, let's get through this and
Yeah.
then celebrate.
But what if they don't? What if it's a bad Christmas sale and then these people, they've worked really hard and they don't give
but
it?
the
Or
point
what if
is-
they
the
say,
point
oh, we're
is-
just going to delay it a little bit longer?
No, but the point is, David, it's like the company, can it manage to sustain itself? That's the point, isn't it? What would you rather have going forward, a Christmas
Christmas
party
party
or
or
a
a job?
job?
Yeah.
That's the point.
You know what? I'm on their side.
All I want for Christmas is to work a double shift.
I love you.
I'm trying to find another side. Everyone's agreeing all the
struggling.
time, so I'm trying to be like,
All I want for Christmas
Grinchy.
are penalty rates.
Yeah.
I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy, but you're on your own on the show.
I can't even find an argument, John. I'm really struggling here. So
You're not going to get booked for that Christmas party.
Contrary Campbell, listen, I'm available in January to sing. I'll tell you what,
There's a Christmas album to sell. Let's get it
going to sell through January.
Free copies, everybody.
Christmas
He's hand-
all year round. It's
he's
always
handing them
Christmas. I wish it was Christmas
copies.
every day.
Finished?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Thank you, guys. Coming up on Today Extra, Fran Drescher dishes out.